Hi everyone, welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris and I'm your Cardvoyant, and I'm here today again with some new Jacob's Journal entries. So let me just say thank you for all of you who have subscribed to the channel and all of you who have requested private readings. It's wonderful. I've had tons to do. In fact, it's put me back a little bit in getting these Jacob's Journal entries to you. But that's good. That's a good thing. And then actually yesterday, my oldest son got married, and so it's been kind of hectic, especially for them because they had to replan everything because of the pandemic situation, and it ended up to be a very obviously small event with just a few people there and socially distanced. It was outside. It was beautiful. But it did allow me to kind of take a little bit of a break, but I did want to present these to you because I've got 4 Jacob's Journal entries. For those of you who don't know, if this is your first time watching, Jacob is a name that I use to refer to a group of guides who channel through me in the form of automatic writing. As you'll see in these readings I'm about to present to you, they really cover a wide variety of topics, and yet they're kind of these broad topics, and yet they can be kind of specific too. I think they all kind of have meaning or resonate with what's going on today, but they're really these sort of bigger lifetime topics. And what I've kind of found to have happened is that I'll be thinking about something or mulling over a question, or sometimes like in meditation, how it is, things just come to you that you kind of wonder about. And often after I've had those kinds of questions or thoughts for a few days, I'll receive a journal entry that speaks specifically on that topic. Now, a lot of the readings that I've gotten lately and in general have been about energy, talking about sort of different topics on energy, but that's something that I'm very interested in and something that I would actually like to do some more work and sort of research on, so it makes sense. But there are these other topics, as you'll see, that these entries talk about, and they're all things that I've been interested in, obviously, and I hope that you'll find them interesting as well. As always, I will post these on the website. As you can see, or as you will see, I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and that is include the text in this video. So you'll be able to sort of read along with me. It'll be like being back in high school or college where you can read along. But hopefully, it's just nice for me to see the words, and it helps in the understanding. And then if you want to see the big picture and sort of mull it over and look at it afterwards, you can find the Word documents on my website, cardvoyant.com, which incidentally is where you would also go if you'd like to book a private reading. So this first entry is from June 9th, so a little while ago. It's been kind of a busy month, but I'm getting caught up. So as I said, there are 4, and so this is the first of 4. On the morning of June 9th, I received this. You are involved in a great experiment. How eagerly you agreed, desired to participate. Here, where your focus now resides, you slipped into a body, a temporary role, a physical expression of pieces of yourself, a joyful and fun experimental vehicle for yourself. Such packages you have lovingly and happily received, accepted again and again through innumerable lifetimes. You experiment in size and color and weight and efficiencies and inefficiencies. Your physical appearance, with both its abilities and limitations, is a much loved vehicle, designed and accepted with care and loving appreciation. But it is not you. It is but a temporary opportunity to grow and express outwardly the true self that resides inwardly, non-physically, always eager to happily, lovingly, joyously, appreciatively step into and experiment with the physical you, in whatever form that takes, in the beginning and throughout your lifetime. There is never a reason to dislike, disregard, distrust, or be disloyal to this beloved physical opportunity you have carefully chosen to aid you in this lifetime's physical expression of the eternal you. For it is with its physical boundaries that the beautiful, godly, inner you meets itself and its equal in others. In divine allegiance, in a most physical dance of expressive growth and joyous expression of the love that is the basis of all that indeed forms, supplies, inspires, and proves the all that is. How then is there room within you, your physical mind, to provide shelter, refuge for feelings of ill will, dissatisfaction, and even hate of this planned, chosen, and miraculously, happily, unique, and highly individual, unfathomably important physical self into which you most joyously stepped into in this lifetime? This is a trick of the competition among egos, and thus another opportunity to grow as you untangle the physical egoic vines that wrap around and indeed at times threaten to strangle, suffocate the true you, the inner you, the eternal you. Therefore, seek to recognize the limitations of the physical mind as well as its deceptions and unhealthy comparisons and competitions. Rejoice in the glorious and miraculous opportunity you have to navigate through a physical world, a physical lifetime, this physical lifetime. Love with all your heart, mind, and strength, with both the eternal non-physical and the punctuated physical selves, both parts of your being. You are always the greatest, loving, and joyful expression of yourself, and therefore an equally joyous and loving expression of all others, all things, the all that is. So that was a little bit different. That one was a little bit different from some of the other kinds of topics that we've covered, or that they've covered. So this next one is from the next day, June 10th. And this is quite different as well. Void is a word without meaning, but only one of many such devices of language used to describe things you don't understand in your present state, but still an honest and inevitable desire to know and understand the things that surround and encompass you. Definition often drives mankind, and yes, to distraction sometimes, in that definition closes doors, and in the universe, all doors are always open. Children slam doors in their frustration with people and circumstances they don't understand, and therefore can't accept. But in the doors slamming shut, they close off all possibility of learning and understanding and growing from all these things that haunt and puzzle and vex them. If there is a void, then, this is it: the emptiness of curiosity denied, understanding unfulfilled, and truth left unmasked and unexplained. The greatest of human minds, when coupled with their ever-expanding and everlasting non-physical selves, look beyond closed doors, for they are closed only inasmuch as you accept that they are, and venture into territories both unexamined and misunderstood, thus expanding their own experiences and understanding and wide open pathway to growth and inner light that moves and grows always. A cooperative force that powers the universal source and provides you and all that is about you and within you and all around you with the foundation of your beingness and the open door to more, always more, more without end. This is the more you wish for yourself as well as all those you love and each and everything you love. Because this more is indeed love itself, the love that is what we call the everything, the all that is, the all that was, the all that ever will be. Perfect in its ever-expanding, ever-incomplete state, as you are, as we all are. As I said, there were some more here about energy, and this is one of them, along with some other things. This is from June 14th. This is earth energy. There are times when the earth itself, the energy of the earth, which is the energy of source, of which you are all a part, calls out, cries out for a balancing of self and all that is within, on, among, and around it. So the earth cries now, and these cries are energy, earth energy, unleashed. Such energy is expressive and malleable, and thus left open for the interpretation of those whom it affects. There, as with all anguished cries, anywhere, ever. The infusion of this energy may be used and answered in myriad ways, depending upon the energy of self in all forms, not exclusive of human beings. Although human interpretation is without doubt the most vulnerable to misunderstanding, misalignment, misjudgment, and therefore misuse. Nevertheless, the energy persists, as it must, and the cries emerging from the deepest part of the earth, the Gaia, swell and leak and ooze and erupt and ring through the physical and non-physical universe, the very beingness, calling for, inciting, demanding balance and justice in all its forms and for all creation. For the essence of balance, justice in all its forms, is love, which is the basis, the essence of source, and therefore your essence and basis as to the earth. Therefore, the continuation of all beingness, source, the all that is, requires and demands and must naturally require and shall have balance, which again is justice in all its forms, which is likewise love in all it bears, shapes, fills, defines, and forms. These are the demands of truth and love, the essence and basis of the all that is. And, in thinking about that journal entry for a few days, I kept seeing sort of images in my head, and it was the same image, and it was of this place where I used to live, and there was like downtown, and yet just a little ways away from downtown there was like what used to be downtown, and there were these dusty, empty storefronts, and I would walk by. I used to walk my dog by there, and I'd look in the windows, and it was the most empty, eerie feeling. And when I kept thinking about this past that last journal entry that talks about this earth energy, for some reason I just kept seeing that and going back to that. And And I sort of wondered about that in meditation and received this journal entry that talks a little bit about this. And this is from June 18th. There are, of course, what we will term energy dead zones. These often and may attach to, even surround, energy inversion spots, or what we might call energy hotspots. These may be adjacent to or around such spots, as energy is pulled and sucked into something of a central vortex, thus draining energy from certain other spots, thus leaving them fallow. Energy is never not present, but it may be thinned and dampened. Similarly, energy may all but die in a spot, overcome with the residuals of energy used in volatile, often momentary situations where the energy is gathered and bursts, erupts via a situation that is often negative and even violent, especially violent. Here, in energy dead zones, cobwebs dangle, dust grows. There is no energy here from which you, a soul, spirit, can draw or derive. Here you find closed storefronts, empty fields, abandoned homes, ruins. And upon entry, even the soul whose energy is strong will feel the pull from the earth trying to replenish itself. This may apply localized around an event or even a person, persons, gone but imprinted upon the earth, which never forgets, and whose memory will not be denied. For indeed, there must needs be recompense, and balance must be achieved, and the weight required for such balance demands time and slow infusion. Likewise, these fields of slow, lonely, nearly dissipated, dampened, suppressed energy may span vast areas, miles and miles in geography, infinitely deep in the heart and soul of your Gaia, your Mother Earth. Oppression, violence, denial, guilt, all manner of hurt, pain, and anguish that accompany a denial of the humanity in others, which always presages violence, ignorance, and hate, and creates first an explosion or explosive pressure, and is followed by a vacuum that, much like what you think of as black holes, sucks and condenses and nearly obliterates all energy in an area proportional to the size of the event or events or systems or individuals or groups that created them. Hence, battlefields and the like kind that so damage the soul of the Gaia, the Mother, your Earth, are a scar that necessarily heals slowly, re-energizes through the simplest and most beautiful, loving representations of the loneliest yet unfailingly beautiful representations of energy forms. Small insects, microscopic energies of many kinds, and finally the grasses, the flowers. The earth breathes again, the dust is lifted, dispersed. Energy builds and attracts with time and love, positive and loving people and creations of all kinds whose impetus derives from love. And thus the cycle continues, yet the earth, the Gaia, prays, as do all loving energies, that the energy of love ever remains and is never again thwarted nor diminished. For loving growth, expansion, is the perpetual purpose, yours and likewise the all that is. Nevertheless, free will also is ever yours and will never be diminished, even as balance is always required, and energy once sucked away is not easily restored. What is lost is eventually always found. This is justice. This is balance. Yet how much simpler, easier to hold fast to those things that are rightfully yours and always beautifully, easily, readily available to you. Therefore, hold fast to all these things of lightness, love, balance, and justice, kindness, faith, beauty, honesty, joy, and ever acknowledging of yourself in others, and in the peace, indeed the whole, of the divine within each of you. So you can see how the imagery that I talked about that was sort of stuck in my head for a couple of days, you can see how it flows into some of these entries, and it's really interesting to me. It's very comforting to me to have that happen, to sort of have questions that I have answered. And I feel like that's what's happening is here, is I have these questions, and then these guides, my Jacob's guides, as I call them, answer those questions. And I'm very grateful for it. It's rather humbling. I hope that some of this resonates with you, that, if you find these interesting, you'll come back, and you can always, I'm sure there are some that will, be more interesting to you at certain times than others, but hopefully, this compilation of this bunch of knowledge, this information that's being imparted, will be useful to many people at many times in many different situations, especially at this time when we're all, really having this time to sort of think about these bigger questions. And we're forced into that. I mean, it's very hard not to be thinking about the big questions of life when we are facing our own mortality right in the face, like every single day. Even when we're, healthy and doing everything that we can, it's very much in our minds. And, these are all helpful understandings of the purpose of our being, and also sort of the love and strength provided by the non-physical world. So thank you for watching another session of Jacob's Journal entries. I hope you'll come back again. I'm hoping, this is a very busy week as far as private readings, but I am hoping to do another video maybe late in the week of just another 3-card reading, or, short little reading like that. And Kim and I have planned in the future some more Psychic Sisters videos, so I hope you'll come back for that. Please feel free to go to my website, cardvoyant.com, to get the printed version of the Jacob's Journal material. And also, if you would like a private reading, that's the place to book that reading. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of others. And until next time, I will just say bye for now.